Trust is the invisible currency of human relationships. Once it's gone, nothing else matters. Yet most people have no idea that their own behaviors, their own tiny habits, are silently signaling distrust to everyone around them. People won't always call it out. They may smile, nod, or pretend everything is fine. But deep down, suspicion has begun. And those subtle signals, repeated over time, can destroy your reputation, your influence, and even your closest relationships. The first hidden signal of distrust is inconsistency. Saying one thing and doing another is the fastest way to erode confidence in you. Maybe you promise to follow up, but forget. Maybe you say you'll help, yet avoid responsibility. Every broken promise, no matter how small, quietly whispers to others, "Can I rely on this person?" Trust is built on consistency. If your actions constantly contradict your words, you're silently building walls around yourself. Another behavior that sends distrust signals is secrecy. When you hold information unnecessarily or avoid sharing the truth, people sense it. Even if you're not hiding anything malicious, withholding creates doubt. Humans are wired to detect gaps between words and actions. If your intentions are opaque, trust evaporates. Transparency is not about revealing everything, it's about aligning what you say with what you do. Next is avoiding accountability. People notice when you dodge responsibility. If a mistake occurs and you shift blame, make excuses, or refuse to admit fault, trust grows. Accountability is magnetic. It signals maturity, honesty, and reliability. Conversely, avoidance signals weakness, unreliability, and defensiveness. People instinctively distance themselves from those who refuse to own their actions. Another subtle signal is manipulation. It's not always obvious. Maybe you twist words to get your way or use charm to cover insecurity. Every time you manipulate, trust diminishes. People may not call it out, but they feel it. Influence built on manipulation is temporary, fragile, and eventually rejected. Authenticity, however, builds lasting trust and respect. Overreacting or exaggerating can also send hidden distrust signals. When your emotions feel unpredictable or inflated, others question your judgment. They wonder if you can handle stress or manage challenges. Emotional volatility doesn't just make people uneasy, it makes them cautious, skeptical, and distant. People trust calmness and measured responses more than explosive emotion. Inconsistency in communication is another trap. If you are vague, unclear, or frequently change your story, people sense deception, even unintentionally. This inconsistency triggers suspicion. Humans are wired to notice patterns, and when words fail to align with past statements, doubt takes root. Clear, consistent communication reinforces trust. A lack of follow-through on promises is a major hidden signal. If you say you'll meet someone, return a call, or complete a task, and you don't, trust grows silently. Even minor lapses accumulate into a perception that you cannot be relied upon. Trust is a fragile thread. It breaks faster than it forms. Meeting expectations, even small ones, is a cornerstone of credibility. Another signal of distrust is avoidance. When people feel that you are elusive, secretive, or reluctant to engage, they instinctively question your motives. Avoidance communicates discomfort, uncertainty, or hidden agendas. Consistently facing conversations, no matter how difficult, conveys honesty and openness. Negative body language is also a hidden signal. Crossing arms, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting excessively, or showing tension subconsciously communicates that you're hiding something. People pick up on these nonverbal cues, often more than your words. Maintaining calm, open, and grounded body language reassures others and fosters trust. Dishonesty, of course, is the most obvious signal, but subtle lies, exaggerations, or selective truths are equally damaging. Even minor deceptions ripple through relationships. People might forgive once, but repeated selective truths leave lasting skepticism. Honesty, even when inconvenient, is the foundation of trust. Overpraising or flattery can backfire. When compliments feel insincere or excessive, people sense a hidden agenda. They question motives, wondering if you're trying to manipulate perception. Authentic, measured acknowledgement builds respect. Excessive praise erodes it. Another hidden signal is withholding help. Trust grows when people feel supported and fades when they sense indifference. Ignoring requests, failing to act when needed, or consistently prioritizing yourself over others quietly undermines reliability. Even when unintentional, neglect is noticed. Generosity of action signals integrity and trustworthiness. Frequent contradictions are dangerous signals. Saying one thing, then acting contrary creates confusion. When your values appear inconsistent, people question your principles. They wonder, if I can't predict this person, can I trust them? Reliability is rooted in predictable integrity, not in perfection. Another subtle signal is over-defensiveness. When any suggestion, criticism, or observation triggers defensiveness, people start questioning transparency. Defensive responses communicate fear, guilt, or insecurity. Trust grows in calm acceptance, reflection, and measured response, not in reactive denial. Ignoring social norms or ethical boundaries sends silent alarms. People may tolerate minor deviations, but repeated disregard for fairness, honesty, or respect signals untrustworthiness. Ethical consistency builds security. Violation of norms undermines confidence in your intentions. A lack of listening is another hidden danger. People sense when you're distracted, disinterested, or not truly hearing them. Even polite nods aren't enough. Active listening is key. If people feel unheard, trust grows because they sense misalignment between what they express and your attention. Microaggressions also subtly erode trust. Small, dismissive comments, sarcasm, or belittling remarks may seem harmless, but they accumulate, signaling hidden disdain. People may smile outwardly, but internally they question your intentions. Trust is strengthened by empathy, validation, and respect, even in small moments. Another silent destroyer of trust is unreliability under pressure. When times get tough, your response defines how trustworthy you appear. If you shrink, evade, or falter consistently during challenges, doubt grows. People trust those who remain steady when stakes are high, not only in calm situations. Lastly, failing to protect confidences is catastrophic. When people feel you cannot keep secrets or respect sensitive information, trust evaporates instantly. Reputation and credibility are fragile, and once violated, rebuilding them is arduous. Confidentiality is a non-negotiable pillar of trust. Here's the piercing truth. Trust is never earned in a single moment. It is accumulated, carefully, repeatedly, in small actions. Yet it can be destroyed in seconds, often without your awareness. Every choice, every glance, every word, every omission can silently broadcast signals of distrust. Self-awareness is your weapon. Observe your habits. Reflect on your interactions. Ask, what am I signaling without realizing it? Which small behaviors quietly undermine the trust others place in me? Change those and watch doors open. Maintain them and watch influence, respect, and connection flourish. Because the world doesn't always tell you when distrust exists, but it always reacts to it. And once people distrust you, every relationship, every opportunity, every connection becomes fragile. The subtle signals you correct today determine the trust you earn tomorrow.